A web application is deployed on Amazon S3. The application uses Amazon Cognito for user authentication, issuing a JSON web token that facilitates access to secure assets located in a separate S3 bucket. Upon initial launch, users report that they cannot access the protected resources. Which action must a solutions architect take to properly authorize the users for access to this content? Option A. Modify the Amazon Cognito identity pool to utilize the appropriate IAM role for accessing the secure assets. Option B. Modify the S3 access control lists to grant the application access to the protected files. Option C. Relaunch the web application on S3 to mitigate potential issues caused by eventually consistent reads. Option D. Configure custom user attribute mappings within the Cognito identity pool to assign the required access permissions. The core concept here revolves around how authenticated users obtain the necessary authorization to interact with AWS resources. We are looking at a scenario where a user has been authenticated, but the system does not yet know what level of access they have to a specific storage bucket. Consider how a user identity, once verified, must be mapped to specific service-level permissions within the standard AWS identity and access framework. In my view, the correct answer is option A. Amazon Cognito identity pools are specifically designed to enable users to exchange authentication tokens for temporary AWS credentials. These credentials are tied to specific IAM roles, which define the permissions a user has within the AWS environment. By updating the identity pool to assume the correct IAM role, the user's application receives the necessary permissions to perform operations on the protected S3 bucket. Why are the other options incorrect? S3 access control lists are a legacy method and are not the recommended way to manage fine-grained access in modern architectures. Relaunching the web application will not help because S3 offers strong read-after-write consistency for new objects, meaning that is not the cause of the error. Additionally, custom attribute mappings are used to manage user profile information, not to grant IAM-based access to AWS services. For your exam, always remember that whenever you see a requirement to grant users access to AWS services after they authenticate via a user pool, identity pools combined with IAM roles are the standard path. Avoid choosing legacy methods like ACLs for modern permissioning tasks, and always look for the most direct, architecturally sound mechanism for permission delegation.